Hi, welcome back to StudyBall. One of my favorite things when I was playing quarterback was when teams would blitz me, would pressure me. That I always felt like the game became easier when teams would pressure me and I could just dump the ball to one of my playmakers, get it out of my hands, and allow them to attack the void of the defense and make big plays for me. One of the things that I see now in the NFL is the lack of understanding in the protection game by quarterbacks. In other words, understanding where their issues are and being able to understand where an answer is. How do I get the ball out of my hands? Where's my quick answer to make the defense pay for blitzing me? Right? There's nothing worse than when the defense blitzes and they get home and they sack the quarterback and now they think to themselves, oh, we got him. And now you start thinking about it and it throws everything off from an offensive perspective. We can keep our defense on the heels by doing the exact opposite. Knowing where my issues are, getting the ball out of my hands before they can get there. All it does is frustrate the defense going, why are we even pressuring? Why are we even bringing pressure? And if they do, man, there are so many big plays to be had on quick throws when you're in a hot situation, but that becomes key. Understanding what makes me hot. Understanding protections. Yes, it's not sexy quarterbacks, I get it. Who wants to spend a bunch of time figuring out who the offensive line is going to block in every different situation and all that stuff? I just want to drop back and wing it down the field. Well, trust me, you want to be great at this position, especially as you get to the higher levels. You need to understand protections. You need to understand what your hots are and how to make those different throws to make a defense pay when they're coming after you. All right, so let's take a look right here. In this particular case, the Packers are going to bring what we call a blitz zero. You see no safeties back here. They're going to bring extra guys, bring everybody, and they're going to play man across the board everywhere in this situation. All right, so you know as a quarterback when you see blitz zero, there's no way to protect it. They're always going to have one extra guy coming if they don't have anybody free and they're playing straight man-to-man across the board. Derek knows we've got six-man protection here, that my issues are going to come off of this front side, but more importantly, where's my hot? We're going to have a little vertical right here and then a quick little slant back behind it. So we're going to push vertical and hold this guy, create a little bit of a rub here, but just watch how quickly this happens. We got free hitters coming towards us, right? Extra guys coming off, but it doesn't even matter. Those guys have no chance because I know where my hot is. Get the ball on the guy, right? He had options here, but get the ball on your guy. Let him make a play for you. Good ball, quick decision, knowing what his issue is, and they get themselves a touchdown in that particular look. All right, we're going to stay here with Derek Carr because there's lots of different ways of pressuring. Last one was straight man pressure. This time they're going to pressure with a zone dog. So they're going to bring a guy off the edge. What do we mean by zone dog? That means they're bringing an extra guy, but they're playing zone behind it. So they're going to drop this safety down and basically play a cover three look, even though they're bringing pressure and creating a hot situation for Derek Carr. So now you've got to be able to negotiate. The last one, we took the quick throw to the inside because it was man-to-man across the board. I didn't have to worry about anybody else in here. With a zone dog, can't do that. I got to know where that extra guy is. Sometimes you can hit that vertical and beat him, but I know where he's at in this particular case. I can't throw the quick one. So now I've got a slant flat look to the outside. So now my read becomes, and it all has to happen fast because I still got a guy that's coming free, but now my read becomes this safety dropping down. He stays high. I can take my flat right here. He gets wide and come down hard. Now I'm going to take my slant right behind it, but all this has to happen quick because I know, right, we've got a free hitter that's coming right here. But once again, look, he's 5 yards away from Derek Carr when Derek releases the football because he understands his issue, he understands what he's seeing, and he gets the ball out quick. And once again, we get a nice big play right here, a nice big play off of a hot. You're going to bring pressure, we're going to make you pay, we're going to hit you where you're not, where it's voided, and we're going to get a big play against it if I know what I'm doing, if I understand what my protections are. So we're going to get another look right here. We're going to motion to the outside. We're going to get another zone dog. So you'll notice, right, Jets only have the 5 guys in their blocking. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 guys here. So you got to really understand, what are we going to do offensively? You got different options, right? You could slide all 5 of these guys backside, which would leave this defensive end hot, okay? Or you could go, we're going to go hots on both sides because we've got 2 receivers out here. This safety's back. I'm going to assume that guy's dropping, so we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I'm hot here, and I'm hot off of this side. So that's why it's so important to understand all the different looks, and as a quarterback to go, okay, what are we doing here protection-wise? Okay, which guys are we going to pick up? Where are my issues here? So as I said, well, in this particular case, they do exactly what I said first. They're going to slide all the way backside because of the mug, and now Sam Darnold has basically a double hot. 2 guys coming hot. He was going to be hot off of either one of these guys, and now I got to understand, okay, where is my throw at? Okay, we got a guy coming inside because you notice pop out by the big guys, another zone dog, and it's a cover 2 zone dog, which makes it really hard because we got a corner down on both sides. We're popping these guys out, but here's where the void is. They're going to pop guys out. They're going to bring a guy off the edge. It's going to be tough for anybody to pop out and get into this area right here. Nice recognition by Sam Darnold to A, understand that we're sliding away from this, so those guys make me hot, and then boom, seeing it and getting the ball out of his hands, protecting himself, and getting a nice play by hitting the void once again, knowing where your hot is, knowing what your hot issues are, and being able to recognize and make good throws off of that pressure becomes so key. Back to Derek Carr once again. So we're going to watch. What do they do here? All right, so this is a look where we got a mug, so offensive line is going to slide to the backside. Okay, we're hard here. We've got our tackle going there. What ends up happening here is we're going to have a hot to the front side. But here's the thing that Derek does, right? Most of the time we're going to try to throw our hots off to the front side if we have them. See the back coming over here, but we've got 2-on-1 if we have them. But on this particular look, you'll notice we really don't have anything to that front side. Or if I do, I've got to hold it, and I got to try to hit that out right there with that pressure in my face. So Derek does a nice job of recognizing, okay, I got pressure coming from the front side, but my void is back here to the backside. So most of the time we're going to hit our hot into the pressure. That's the normal rule of thumb, is throw into pressure because they're voiding an area and trying to get other guys to that area. So that's the norm, is throw into the pressure. But there are going to be times where you've got a good look to the backside. You know you can get the ball out quick, and you can hit your hots off the backside, which is exactly what Derek does in this particular case. He gets the ball out to the backside. Can't see the pressure. That's the hard part, is you got to know it's coming. I'm hot. I understand it. I have to get the ball out because I can't see how much time I have to hold the football. But there will be times, knowing there's pressure front side, I got the perfect look backside, a little outside leverage on the quick slant. See it, get the ball out of your hands, and once again, make them pay, trying to give you a look to one side and cover all the voids in the defense versus pressure. I like it. Big plays to be made off of the pressure over and over again if you know what you're looking at. So we've got another empty set here. What are the Cowboys going to do? Cowboys are going to take their 5 guys, and they're going to go and slide this to the backside. Okay, we've got our back coming out here, so I have to know there's my hot guy right there if I'm the quarterback. Got to understand which way the offensive line going. Offensive line, in another situation, could slide front side. So now I've got to know there's my pressure is off the backside. Or if they bring 2 guys here, we have an issue. All kinds of things that can come up with the different looks you see, especially the higher level you go to. But understanding your protections and where your hots are becomes so key. So again, they're turning and sliding here. They're leaving a free hitter back to this side. Dak able to recognize it. A little worried about him because for some reason he's looking out this side first. But as you can see, they don't slide to this guy either. I'm not really sure what the Cowboys are doing. Everybody's staying inside when somebody should be popping to one of these outside guys on one side. Because this is what makes it really hard for a quarterback, is when you have double hots. Hots on both sides, and you've got to recognize what you've got. But that's exactly what Dak does. So Zach has a chance. They say Dak has a chance to hit that right there if he wants it. They got guys popping out, so he turns away from it and he takes the quick swing back to the other side. But he's got options on both sides versus the pressure. Just got to know what you're seeing. And Dak does a nice job right here of seeing, holding, getting the ball out on time, making a good throw. And once again, you see it. Big play, big play. Big plays happening against the pressure, frustrating a defense, going, oh man, we're trying to get out the court, trying to hit the quarterback. Oh, shoot. Gets the ball out quick, and now all the big guys are chasing and trying to make a play on an easy throw, ball out of your hands. This makes the game easy as a quarterback when you understand what you're seeing. Here's one by Russell Wilson. So, again, this was messed up. Actually should have had this picked up, it looks like. They're sliding back to these three guys right here. But normally when another guy takes over, you expect them to keep sliding and pick it up. But in this situation, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right here that the offensive line has taken. Quarterback's going to be hot off the front side, and he's going to be hot off of anything else coming off the backside. Got to know your issues. Got to know where your problems are. Now, even though we'd like to see them come and get this here, we'd like to at least take away the more dangerous guy inside. Either way, Russell Wilson knows that it's coming. He knows that he's hot. He sees it quickly, gets the ball out of his hands, make an accurate throw into the void, right? Into the void. That's what we're seeing. They bring pressure. They void an area. They got to get somebody over here to take that area, but if you can beat it with the throw, man, there's some easy opportunities for you and some big plays to be had throwing into pressure. All right. By the same token, some negative plays that can happen when we don't understand the pressure game. So here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Most times you got 5-man protection. You got this kind of look. You're going to go big on big, what we call big on big. And you would be hot off of this guy. Sometimes when you get these looks, because this guy's back here, you'll say, offensive line, we're going to slide to these backside 5 guys, thus leaving this guy as my hot guy. So you got to know as a quarterback, what are we doing? Are we sliding backside, which is what the Cowboys do here? So now this guy is picked up, but this is my hot. Or are we going big on big, where now this guy's my hot? But in this case, you'll notice, Dak doesn't recognize it. He's looking off to the left for the shot, whereas there's the hot throw right there, right? If we're going to do this and we're going to block it this way, there's my hot throw. We got a free runner. My eyes are over here as a quarterback. This is where trouble happens. Good job avoiding and making it so it's not a negative play in this case, but it's close. It's pressure, almost a sack fumble, almost a dangerous play, whatever you want to call it, simply because we didn't understand what the offensive line was doing, what my protection issues were, and where to get the ball out of my hands quickly. So just by the same token, right, it's does the offense win, does the defense win? We saw in those first few plays, get the ball out of your hands, understand where the void is, attack it, big play after big play after big play. Now this is what the defense is hoping. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know who's blocking where, and now we're going to get the big plays because of it. All right, we got 5 plus the 1 back here, so we got 6-man protection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 guys. We're going to take those 6 guys. As a quarterback, that's where my eyes have to be. Can't worry about anything happening here. It's protected, especially when the safety's up over the top. This could be an easy one where he drops down and he comes. Got to know where my hot issue is. It's exactly what they do. They're running a zone dog. They're popping guys out. Kyler doesn't understand his issue. Now he's able to get this ball out. But again, right, we're trying to force it because we're rushing it. We don't have a great look because they run cover 2 back here. Fitz is looking right here. Here's the void. Get the ball on him right there, and you got a big play. Get the ball on him right there. He's catching it. He is running up on a safety, and it's easy simply by recognition alone and getting the ball out to one of your playmakers in space. See it over and over and over again. All right? Nice job here by Buffalo. Start with this guy down, so it almost looks like if we're going to count this thing, we've got a Sam, a Mike, and a Will. All right, in that particular case, you usually know where your hot comes in that case, right? We're going to block the Mike and the Will most times, so my hot would be the Sam guy. And then late, you'll see what Buffalo does. They're going to drop back this way. They're going to change the count here. So now it would really become Sam, Mike, and Will as this guy comes down, or vice versa, Sam, Mike, and Will, however you want to call it based on the guys that they have in the box. But they do a nice job back stepping up to take this guy. This guy is now my hot. Extra guy to that side becomes my hot. Dak doesn't see it again. He's looking off to this side when his throw is right there. Into the pressure. There's the void. There's the throw. Doesn't have anything going to the backside because they're running a classic zone dog. Popping this defensive end out, trying to get this guy over, playing a quarters look back behind it. But here's your void. Here's the pressure. 2 from that side. Here's your void. Know where it's at. Attack it. Get big plays. Now, defense is celebrating. They're excited. They're going to keep bringing pressure if you don't have your answers locked in and your understanding of what you want to do here. Okay, we can come back with another look right here. All right, so we're able to hit this one. We're going to do basically the same thing. You see the safety down. They're going to roll this way. Okay. Now, Dak, it looks like in this particular case that he sees this. Keep saying Zach. That's my son's name, so I apologize for that. Keep saying Zach instead of Dak. But they're going to bring that same pressure to this side because it worked last time. You're going to see Randall Cobb does a great job of making himself available in the void. There's your hot if you want to stay to this side. Okay? Now, if you know the pressure's coming and you know the depth that it's coming from and you know you've got a quick throw somewhere else, there's no problem. You can get the ball out of your hands, but you got to recognize the pressure, got to recognize where your quick throws are. Dak does a good job right here against that same pressure going, okay, you got me last time. You're not going to get me again. I know where my answers are. Would still like him to go here because he knows exactly what he's getting there. That's the hard part about going to something else is that I like to keep things in front of me. I like to see where the voids are. When you turn your back and you're seeing pressure from one side and then you're not really sure what's happening the other side, it can make it hard. But if you can verify that, you know where your quick throw is and you like it, you can do what Dak's doing right here. See the pressure front side, fall away from it, make the throw to the backside, but I have a quick answer and I'm making the defense pay when they bring pressure. All right, so there you go. It's all about understanding what your issues are, understanding what your offensive line is doing protection-wise, and then being able to go, okay, they're doing this, here's my issue. They're doing that, here's my issue. And then understanding beyond what my issue is, what's my answer? Where do I have answers? See it there over and over again. It really sways a lot of games is when pressure is brought, who wins that battle? Does the offense win that battle against pressure? Does the defense win the battle against pressure? That dictates a lot of football games. So no matter what level you're at, I would encourage you, understand protections. Get into the room with those big hogs up front and go, okay, what are you going to do in this look? What are you going to do in that look? And then make sure that you can calculate off of that. Okay, they do this. Where's my answer to that side? Where can I attack the void of a defense based on what they're doing and based on what we're protection? It becomes vital. Too many negative plays are happening at every level because quarterbacks don't understand protections and hots. It's going to become key. And if you could be really good at it, man, it is tough for a defense to stop you if you have all those answers. All right, there you have it. So key to understand protections and hots. Don't care what level you're at, to understand what your offensive line is doing. And then if they're doing this, here's my answer. If they're doing that, here's my answer. Becomes vital. Games are won and lost at every level, and I see it every week in the NFL, that games are won and lost based on whether the quarterback understands how to get the ball out of his hands quick against pressure, who to attack, and how to get the big plays, and vice versa. If the quarterback doesn't do that, the defense finds themselves winning more of those battles and dictating more outcomes of games because the quarterback doesn't have a great understanding of what their offensive line is doing and what their answers are in each and every situation.